I want to thank the China Society for Human Rights, the Cátedra China Foundation, and the Human Rights Institute of Southwest University of Political Science and Law for this kind invitation. Excellencies, scholars, distinguished guests, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, at the very recent events of the U.S.-Israeli attack on Iran demonstrate the danger of an escalation into a new world war has never been more imminent. Humanity stands at the precipice of a descent into what has been called the law of the jungle. This is a Hobbesian world where the use of brute force determines the future of mankind. In such a world, human rights will no longer exist, and the very existence of the future of mankind is questionable at best. This is a world that cannot be tolerated or accepted in any form. The great majority of nations are not prepared to follow that dangerous and destructive path, yet it now becomes urgently necessary to reestablish the respect for the common principles of the UN Charter for international law and for national sovereignty. This return to sanity in international law is the opposite of the so-called rules-based order of hegemony, where the will of the most powerful is imposed by the use of military force or the threat of force and arrogance against nations which do not obey or submit to the will of overwhelming power. So we are all at a crossroads where every nation on this planet has a responsibility to find the means, both political and otherwise, to successfully bury the Hobbesian thinking behind the law of the jungle forever. This means an end to geopolitics or the balance of power doctrines, such as Samuel Huntington's thesis of a clash of civilizations. These geopolitical balance of power doctrines reject the possibility of achieving the common aims of mankind through dialogue. The much better alternative is a world order called for a dialogue of civilizations. The call for such a global dialogue was recently celebrated on June 10th this year for the first time by the United Nations, jointly initiated